What's poppin', everybody? I'm Mike.
I'm Brian.
And welcome to Hoopin' with Mike and Brian. Oh, my lord, this is episode 8.
Episode 8, yeah.
Episode 8. Second week of classes, by the way. If anyone's paid close attention, we're both WVU students here and both sports media majors. Hey man, how's been the second week of classes? How was the first week? Let's go to the first week. Let's get a little personal. Well, how was the first week of classes?
First week, man. First week was just the first week. First day we just going over, what we're doing for the semester, and then honestly, right after the first day of classes, all my other classes got right into work. Like I've already had a couple quizzes, a couple reading assignments. I have a paper due Friday that due tomorrow that I gotta really get working on. But yeah, man, it hasn't been too crazy so far. I have a class with Michael over here. It's great. We have a class together. We just came right from the class, man. Right from class to film this podcast.
Yes,
but Mike, how about you, man? What's going on?
First week was the first week. I mean, it wasn't anything too crazy. I actually same old classes just first week. I mean, the worst thing, I kind of went over it with you, is books. I hate books. Getting books for classes is the worst thing.
They're expensive, man. They're
expensive. Some of them, sometimes you don't even need to use. Sometimes it's just like you just get the online version. It's just like, it's all over the place. But books have been my main problem. Classes, they've been fine. We do have a class together. We have a nice little media tools and the applications, right?
Media, and that means we got a website coming soon, right?
We have pretty much we get to learn coding and stuff like that. We are designing a website, which then in key while we were in class today, I was like, I'm making us a website.
We're
making ourselves a nice little keep on hooping with Mike and Brian website. So stay tuned for the website, everybody. It's gonna be nice. Brian and I are gonna work on it hard. We're probably gonna get our wizard content creator freaking Dre to look at it.
That reminds me. I want to say before I forget, obviously make sure you follow our boy Andre, our content editor, on his Instagram at films by AD. I'll repeat, go films by AD, and then make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Hoopin' with Mike and Brian. Follow our Instagram account, hoopin.mb. Also, we're live on TikTok as known from last episode, so follow that same account, hoopin.mb. And also follow our Twitter, Hoopin_MB. But yeah, so just make sure you check our socials, and the year's just getting started. We're 8 episodes in, Mike, so we're going up, and stay tuned.
Yeah, everyone just stay tuned. I want to give a little special shout out to my psychological perspectives class. It's my sport psychological perspectives class, my SEP 272. I want to give a shout out to you guys. Miss Hussey, thank you again for making a discussion board for our podcast for people in my class to participate, tune in and, give us any, intake or any, tips or whatever people want to say. But I want to give a shout out to the SEP group. Thanks again for the support. And, hope you guys enjoy this beautiful episode 8. And let's get into it. We've had nothing crazy, but just crazy things happening in this past month, man. We've had just an outstanding, but not even an understanding type of just blown out month of just scoring, and scoring. This league has jumped spaces between generations from back then till now is what I have to say, because it's like I feel like tomorrow or even today we're going to see a 60-point player or somebody else going to drop 80, someone's going to drop 50. The
players have gotten so much better, because it's like so much. Back in like the 80s, 90s era, some games were in the 70s, like 70s, 80s, and now it's like not normal when we see a team score under 100 points. I think it just shows how skilled the players are, and again with the rules nowadays, more free throws. Obviously, the 3-point shooting is a lot better than it was, and I just think it shows how much the game's transcended. I honestly think it shows how much Curry's changed the game, because you see guys like Brook Lopez, who took one career 3-pointer with his in his stint with the New Jersey / Brooklyn Nets, and now he's shooting threes, like 5 threes a game, whatever the number is, but. it shows how much the game's changed. And I don't think I think the rules in terms of like if you look at the 80s and 90s when Jordan was playing, Bird, Magic, the Bad Boy Pistons, the games are I just thought the games were way more physical. You get away with more. And that's why, I think it's a lot. I think that shows how much the game's changed because, obviously officiating's a little bit different and the players are just more skilled. So, I mean, I think that's going to show. I wonder how the league's going to look in 20 years because at this rate, it's it's changing right in front of us, and it's fun to watch because there's a lot of skilled basketball players out there, and
for me, it's scary just looking ahead because just even next year where we're possibly going to see a 7'4" monster named Victor Wembanyama.
Future New York Knick.
I don't know about all of that. We might have to get into some of that stuff. But, Victor Wembanyama, 7'4", still over there looking like an absolute unicorn over in France. And just thinking about that and just the evolution of basketball, how it's looked over the past couple years is it's insane, man. We probably have to thank guys like Curry. We have to thank guys like LeBron, KD, Kyrie, just guys that are just pretty much in their own realm of being an offensive threat. Like, they've had guys, you watch them from a young age, you keep watching, you acknowledge, you take notes, and just like in the NFL, this league is a copycat league, and we see guys that are trying to implicate the Mamba mentality, RIP to my boy Kobe, but people try to implement that into their game now. We saw people like Devin Booker take off from that point. We saw Donovan Mitchell take off. Literally 2 days into the new year, Donovan Mitchell dropped 71. Imagine that in a new year, like it's just on a new team. On a team that, a lot of people were still questionable about. People were like, oh, we don't know how it's going to mesh up, especially, people that don't like volume shooters.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you, bro.
I apologize, though. I apologize. I was that's the thing, though. The other, I think it's interesting because, again, it shows how much the game's changed. But I will say there's a lot of time, I'm watching the Cleveland Cavaliers play, and it's like the fourth quarter, and I look at the stats, and Donovan Mitchell only has 1 assist, man. 0 assists, 1 assist.
He's not a passer. Look, to explain that, I get it. I get it when people are always critical, especially nowadays, and that's why I like, because nowadays I feel like I like that you circle about, oh, he's not passing the ball, blah, blah, and that's good. Yeah. It's just nowadays I feel like everybody is kind of expected of that. You have to be so versatile in nowadays game where it's just you better be able to pass the ball. You better be able to dribble. You better be able to shoot the ball.
He can't pass. But also with Darius Garland, being his running mate, he doesn't his job is to score. It is to shoot, and as a result, they're winning. They almost beat the Grizzlies yesterday, but we don't have to get into that yet. But yeah, I'm not trying to just hate on the guy, but that's the only. But to be fair, players are always going to have something about them that maybe that you might not like, and just in general. And I sometimes I just think his shot selection is not great. But if the guy drops 71, then there's not much I could say.
Yeah, Darius Garland. I love Darius Garland. Just for him, it's not that I want him to take a step back or I think he should take a step back. It's just in a way, not the format or the way they play. He kind of has to now set in a role where it's all right, I need to get everybody settled. I'm the point guard, and yes, this is a point guard-driven league, and he can genuinely just take the ball off the rip and do whatever he wants because he's Darius Garland. And pretty much before Donovan Mitchell came on that team, that was pretty much Darius Garland's team before anything.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody. I'm not stating, before Donovan Mitchell there, Darius Garland was the man on the team, but I don't know who else.
That's why they traded, I think, Sexton. Not Sexton. Well, that's why they were willing to give up Sexton in the deal, because I think they knew Garland's potential or ceiling's a lot higher. And the backcourt of Garland and Mitchell is it was definitely better than probably Sexton and Mitchell, just because Sexton and Mitchell are kind of similar in the way they play offensively.
Sexton came more off the bench, and I think LeVert was playing more.
Yeah.
When Sexton.
The Cavs just got a bunch of guys who have their role. I think they got a bunch of role players who
they do, and then even their bench. When you think about your bench, the most typical thing when you think about your bench is these guys are on coming and be a spark plug and at least come in. They have that when they come in, because you have guys you have your veteran piece in Kevin Love that comes off the bench. You have Karis LeVert who comes off the bench. Isaac Okoro, who's still a young guy, but then what's funny is he's a defensive guy that comes off the bench. So I feel and this is why I argued early in our other episodes when I talked about Cavs could make it to the finals, Cavs could make it to the Eastern Conference.
Say it, man. Say it for the people in the back.
I will say it to the people in the back. They have that deep team where
do.
it's like they can be there and they can last. I think that was a problem that Donovan Mitchell had back when he was on the Jazz. They didn't have that bench depth, but then they just didn't have enough where.
Yeah.
Because even if you think about it, they didn't have. The Jazz didn't have Jazz when they had Donovan Mitchell. It was almost like they circled everything about Donovan Mitchell. He's on the Cavs now, where it's like you have Garland who can drop 50 if he wants to. You have Evan Mobley. You have Jared Allen. Like, I'm not saying Evan Mobley and Jared Allen are big time scorers, and to be honest, their role that I'm explaining should have been the role that Rudy Gobert should have been playing when he was on the Jazz, but like he was just that defensive anchor. But besides that, you get Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. You have Karis LeVert. You have Seti Osman.
Kevin Love still.
Kevin Love is still around. Yeah.
But how do you think that team matches up against other teams in the East, like come playoff time? I don't know how much experience will play a role, but like I think if they match up against, I think if they play Brooklyn, I don't know if they would beat Brooklyn.
I think that's the only problem they have is just experience together. I think that's the only problem they have, and I feel like that will be the key point. Like if they don't make it far, to be honest, the expectation I have for them is yes, conference finals at the most, because the finals at that point when it comes to the conference finals. Experience does play a huge role at the end because we've seen a lot of conference finals where it comes in and it's like, all right, this team knows what they're doing. We've seen that on separate occasions with Warriors when they go into like you don't want to bring the Warriors into like 5, 6, 7 because then you're most likely going to lose.
I don't think they would. I think they could have a shot to beat Philly. I don't know if they would beat if they're.
I feel like they beat Philly. I feel like they go 4-2 against Philly.
I think that'd be sad. Well, that's the thing. I don't think they would beat Brooklyn, Milwaukee, or Boston. I would put those teams. I just think it's tough because I think obviously those teams, the Celtics, Bucks, and that's all have experience as we said. But I think they match up well with the Cavs. Like all of them, they all have like a bunch of length. Like the Nets, like we talked about Claxton. The Celtics have Robert Williams when he's healthy, and the Bucks they have Lopez, Giannis. All those guys. I think it would be. I think the East is going to be close because.
East is going to be close.
Well, if you look at the standings now, the Heat and Knicks, well, the Heat have the tiebreaker, but the Heat and Knicks are at the same record. But the top seven seeds are pretty much all separated by 8 games, 8.5 games.
8.5 games. Yeah.
So, and the top 5 seeds are only by 5.5. Wow. So, Mike, we might be battling out for that last spot to avoid the play-in. That might be the Heat and Knicks because.
Well,
at this rate, I hate it hurts me to say this, Knicks fan. Yeah, I don't know if we'll finish above the Heat. I think the top 6 seeds right now in the East are the top, like the best 6 teams.
Are you confident enough though with the teams playing recently that you guys? Dang, are you confident Are you confident that you guys could beat the Bulls though?
I think we beat the Bulls, but if we play Hawks and Pacers, I'd be worried. We know what happened with Trae Young. Ooh, yeah. But that's the thing. If we're the 7th seed and play the Bulls, then we're automatically the 7th seed, though.
Nuts, a play-in tournament with Trae Young. Again.
Yeah.
Oof.
But if we're the 7th seed and we win and we beat the 10th seed, then we're already the 7th seed clinched. So,
see, the way we've been performing with the Heat, I feel like not even just to go in on my team, I feel like I'm more confident if we do not go. If we get in the play-in, I'm fine because like
I'm not fine if we have to play the Bucks though. If the Bucks are the 2 seed and we're but if we're the 6 seed and play the Sixers, I think we can make that a series.
If we play, so I mean, if I'm thinking about it, let's say, so what? 6 plays what? 5? 5 plays 6.
6 plays 3.
6 plays 3. So Sixers and so if we were ending right now, we'd play the Sixers. And to be honest, I'm confident that I'm not that confident.
The Sixers have a couple of
The only reason I'm not confident is because of Joel Embiid always gives us problems. Anytime the Sixers against Heat in the playoffs, since Joel Embiid's been on the team, it's been Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
But, like, now it's like, I don't know because, I mean, it's just him.
I don't know how. I'm waiting to see Harden really take that next step in the playoffs. And the Heat, defensively, I think would match up well with that team. Like, you put Butler and Harden. Harden's going to have his game or two where he puts up maybe 30, but...
PJ Tucker might have one revenge game.
Yeah, he'll have 6 points instead of 1 point. But yeah, if I'm the 7th seed, I'm the Knicks, and I have to match up with the Bucks. First round, I'd be like, okay. So that's why I think getting that 6 seed, like we're gonna be battling up for that 6 seed because I'd rather play Philly than play Milwaukee, and also we might see Brooklyn get that 3 seed, and then that's the thing. I think at this rate, it looks like the Celtics are like heading towards having that 1 seed again. It's still young, the season. But like that 2-4 can really finish in any fashion. Oh, 2-5. Like you could see Cleveland. Cleveland's only a game and a half behind the Bucks. You could see them sneak up to 2. And then
I mean, they have more wins than the Nets right now, but that's because the Nets haven't.
Yeah, man.
Like, the Nets only have 27 wins, while the Cavaliers have 28.
If you look at the West, though, the West is on fire right now. The Nuggets and Grizzlies both on big win streaks.
Yeah, Grizzlies have won 11 straight, while the Denver Nuggets.
The Kings
have won
too,
8.
man. I know that's
won 5.
You know, it's the first time they've had 2 5-game win streaks since like 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And
you dropped that thing. They're leading the league right now in scoring.
Important, yeah, they're leading the league in scoring, man. It's crazy. But even the West, the race is gonna be close, man. The race is gonna be close.
The Warriors finally have reached no playoffs. Right
Dude,
now.
if you're the Kings and have to get matched up with the Warriors first round,
oh, that would be
that would stink.
That would stink, because especially them having such a great season, just to end it right off.
I don't think they're gonna beat a fully healthy Warriors team. Not a knock on the Kings, but to be fair, like any team they're gonna play is gonna be good. Like even
I don't think anyone right now would want to see a fully healthy. Well, obviously, right now, I think there's only probably. I mean, the Grizzlies are asking for it. Obviously, they're definitely going to be asking for it. They definitely would love to see the Warriors in the playoffs, which would, I think, that series would
be fun
if they play this year. If the Warriors and Grizzlies play in the playoffs this year, that is a must-watch.
I don't know if
must-watch every game.
No doubt. I just don't know if I could pick the Grizzlies over the Warriors.
Oh, I don't know either.
Fully
Especially after
healthy,
that last game where they were all over their faces and they didn't even have
fully healthy Warriors team though. If Curry's back, Curry is back. And Clay's being himself. We know. Hopefully, those 3 younger guys, Moody, Kuminga,
fully
and Wiseman
healthy
step
Warriors.
up.
Everyone knows
They're the best. They're one of the best teams in the league, no doubt.
They think they're going to the finals already.
Hey, well, my dad's pick of the Nuggets winning the West is looking pretty good though.
Jokic is still killing it.
He's another triple-double
last night. I'm telling you. Hey, we brought up something interesting last week, and I think we brought it off air, but you said it. You brought it, and I had to think about it. But Nikola Jokic might be the greatest Nugget
of all time.
Because even when you think about it, and that's not even look. I'm not even trying to say that as for sure, because when you think guys like David Thompson, you think of Melo when he used to play on the Nuggets.
Was Alex English on those
Alex
teams?
English, I don't think he was. I think he played with David Thompson. I think Alex English. You have Alex English. You had Dikembe Mutombo, even though he wasn't. But this virtuoso that Nikola Jokic puts on every night with just a triple-double, drops 40, has 20 rebounds.
Yeah.
It's nuts, and we haven't seen another big man like this just do this on nonchalant, because I've even seen in the media realm, or even in podcast realms, or whatever NBA world living, they're saying Jokic could possibly be the best offensive center of all time.
Offensively, well-rounded, probably.
Well-rounded, because I don't know a lot of, and people might go crazy about this, but please tell me at least 10 guys, think off the top of your head, 10 guys that are just as offensively talented as a big man offensively. Because if we think about back then, you have a lot of two-way guys. You have guys like Hakeem. Shaq was just dominant. Him and Hakeem, I would probably be okay, maybe those guys are probably equivalent to Jokic, because Hakeem also had an offensive side. Shaq, he was the most dominant big man of all time. You couldn't stop him. You think of maybe
Tim Duncan. He wasn't nearly as flashy, but he always made the right play. In the paint, he was automatic.
Yeah, he's in the paint. He was great. I mean, probably Tim Duncan. You probably put KG maybe. His earlier years when he was scoring a lot. He was on the Timberwolves. Yes.
Yeah, Wilt too. Probably I throw up there. Bill Russell, those guys.
Wilt.
But
I wouldn't even put Bill Russell, because Bill Russell was more of a defensive side.
Yeah, but he did win 11 championships, so.
He did.
I'm not saying that's the reason why.
Defense wins championships.
Yeah, man.
Defense wins championships.
Defense.
But listen, I might have to jump on that boat. I think I'm not gonna go all crazy and say top 5 all time, but I would say at least top 10 offensively talented.
I'd say for big men, I put him top 5.
Offensively talented.
Offensively talented. If you're just talking about pure talent,
pure offense.
if we're just looking at offense from a big guy perspective, not saying offensive player of all time. I think he's a top 5 center, a top 5 offensive center of all time. I don't think there's any question. He already has a Hall of Fame resume, kind of. Like if he gets another MVP, and if he can get a ring, man, it's over.
I mean, he gets a ring. I think he pretty much implements himself in top 5.
Yeah,
as like not big man all time. Let me not jump to that, but like offensively, if you get a ring behind that,
I wonder where that would rank.
Dude's crazy. Because I don't know who. Like, there's been I don't know any other center that has genuinely done triple doubles like this on a consistent back to back, dropping 40, 50 points.
Yeah,
but
he's just the way he just kind of like the way he just makes his teammates better too at that size, like runs the show. It's crazy. So I don't, and also they're winning too. They're the number 1 seed in the West.
Like he's doing everything that you ask of like a franchise player, a star player, an MVP player, and like an all-time great player. This is what you ask. You lead the team to winning.
Yeah.
You lead the league in like just being you. Like he's.
I'm trying to think. What about Kareem? I don't want to put him over
probably
Kareem. Yeah, I put Kareem over him for sure.
Too early. You lead the NBA in scoring. See, that's another name. See, that's just me being dumb. See, I would have to look. Top 5, he might be 4-5.
Yeah, because I would put Kareem over him.
I put Kareem.
Hakeem.
Right now, if I had to go off my bat, I'd have to go Kareem before him, Wilt before him, Shaq before him.
I might put Duncan up.
Hakeem before him.
If you're talking offensively talented, I don't know if I would put him over Shaq. I don't know if I would put Shaq over him. If you're just talking about,
I would. I mean, you're dominant.
But I'm saying talent-wise.
Skill-wise.
Skill.
I mean, even Shaq says it himself, and this is why I love Shaq as just a human or even just being him as an analyst, man. He's even said it himself. He's like, these guys are way more talented than I am.
Center-wise, no doubt, Shaq's over him. As of right now. I'm saying based on offensive talent, just the way passing, ball handling, all that stuff. Yeah. I think Jokic is more skilled.
If people are confused, what we mean by skill is just like the talent. Like, I mean,
not just like the ability to score.
Like being able to do a lot. Like Nikola Jokic is able to dribble. He's able to facilitate. He's able to set up an offense. He's able to get the ball.
He makes his teammates better too.
He makes his teammates better. Like not saying Shaq. Like Shaq
was just so dominant.
So dominant. Like all he had to do.
He made his teammates better without even having to try to. Just because he was so dominant, got so much attention because he was 7 feet tall and he's huge. So yeah, I would say he's. I don't want to. Maybe top 5's a stretch. I probably put him. I think he's borderline top 5.
He's borderline top 5. For me, he's borderline top 5 because I would have to look at the 5. But like,
I think at the end of his career, no doubt.
End of his career, he's probably. It just depends on what he does from now until the end of his career. But he's a magician. I love him and Luka are probably my 2 favorite guys right now to watch in the NBA because I like watching like my other pleasure to watch would probably be Ja. So like if I had top 3 guys to watch right now in the NBA, it's literally Luka, Ja, and Jokic.
Yeah, I mean I'd have to say all time, you can ask my dad. I was the biggest John Wall fan for a while. John Wall, but right now, honestly, my favorite player to watch is Zion.
Fair.
I just like, obviously his energy and whatnot, but like the way he just scores around the rim is like really impressive to me. Obviously, throw a Ja up there, Luka.
His second jump is nuts.
Yeah.
Did you hear about what? Because it's funny that you bring up John Wall. We're gonna have to come back to him about John Wall, but I forgot who it was. I think it was Larry Nance Jr. or somebody. Another young guy in the league talked about how Zion on a podcast, his second jump is insane. Like the dude will literally jump, go up for a layup, miss it, but then literally before he's even landing on his feet, he's already jumping right back up with his crazy vertical, grabs it, and he's already huge. He's grabbing it, bulldozing you, and then just going right back. Like dude's second, third jump is insane.
Crazy.
His athletic abilities.
And then I'd probably have to throw in Paul George too for my player.
You been watching Paul George? To be honest, the way he's been performing and like the way they kind of not play together, but they play almost the same, like the way they dribble and stuff. You know who I pick over Paul George? And he'd probably be like my 4th guy right behind Luka. Ja.
Okay, I was gonna say Shay's
nuts, dude.
I put Shay up there. He's clutch too, though.
Exactly. You can watch him from the beginning all the way to the end because he's clutch.
Yeah, Clay's up. Yeah, I'm not Clay. I'm sorry. Shea is definitely probably up there for me this year alone. Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. Another guy. I mean, another guy probably I like to watch is I love to watch Lonzo play, but he's always hurt. So
I'm more of a his brother's fan.
I think LaMelo's overrated.
Huh?
I think LaMelo Ball's overrated.
Why? Why do you say that? That just put a heart. that hurt me right there.
I don't
in
know.
the heart.
I mean,
I love LaMelo. To be honest, to me, I'm sorry. You may think he's over. I think he's the better out of all three.
Yeah, no doubt. He's better than no doubt. But I don't know. He's not a great defender. He hasn't been this year alone. He hasn't been very efficient.
I mean, man.
He's been hurt though. To be fair, he's been hurt. He got hurt again last night.
He's been. Yeah. See. Oh my gosh.
Also, the Hornets are just a bad team. It's hard. You got to put that guy in. He's so talented. Like I hope they don't waste his career in Charlotte.
He's good. What's crazy is he's actually good. Like I understand what you're saying on defensive end. He's not, but like he's actually good when he drives. Like last year, he was top 10 in steal. Like he's a good defender when he needs to be. But I understand what you mean by like he's not like. But I mean, what are you supposed to do on that Hornets team?
That's true. No, don't. I think it's kind of like last year the Hornets made steps because they made it to the play-in. They had Miles Bridges. So this year they had a lot of drama with like Buck Knight, obviously Miles Bridges. So like he's in a tough position. But I mean, the thing I love about him, he does get his teammates better. Sometimes I think he's a little too flashy with some certain stuff.
That's fair.
But that's what makes LaMelo, so I don't want to knock on him for that. But I just want to see him score more efficient rate. And also, what, his third year in the league?
Yes.
So he's young. He's going to make mistakes. But I still think, like, not that we have to get into it, but I still think Ant Edwards got robbed of that Rookie of the Year. I thought Ant should have got it. LaMelo was hurt that year, too.
He was.
And I don't like to just look at stats, but, like, their stats were, I think, well, Edwards scored a little bit more. I think the rebounds LaMelo probably had about the more assists.
LaMelo had more of an all around, while Ant had more of like he was just scoring like crazy.
Yeah, that's I don't know.
I mean, I get it. I have to side with you on the point that like Ant Edwards he played more of a full season. LaMelo was hurt. He was having more consistent games of just him doing great. But I think it did play a factor because they made the plan. I'm done. They made the plan because that was also Patrick Beverley.
That's when they won the plan. Then they lost to the Warriors. Oh, what's the Grizzlies? Grizzlies. They played the Grizzlies. Yep.
Yeah. That was when Patrick Beverley did his whole threw his jersey up in the stands like he won the finals, which was funny because I mean I got the moment for him.
Yeah, like his rookie year he only played 51 games.
How many did Ant play?
Anthony Edwards played.
Because we're going to have to talk about something. We'll finish this conversation because...
72.
Plays that. See? That's 21.
And Anthony Edwards averaged 19 points. Where's rebound? 4 rebounds. No, 5 rebounds, 3 assists roughly. So, and then LaMelo, I believe... I got to look.
I thought he was averaging... I don't know. I think the numbers were a little bit better. I think LaMelo's numbers were a little bit better.
Yeah, but also,
I don't know if he had the same amount of points, maybe a close to, but then he had like almost a triple-double.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know. If you miss 30 games, I feel like, I don't know. I don't know if you can
But he played most of the season. He played 50.
50 of it, but Edwards played 72.
I see that's where it comes into where it's just like, where do you have that cutoff? Because are you supposed to have it play mostly more half the season or?
I mean, I always say availability is the best ability. Like,
of course, but I think the way you're explaining it seems like you need to play majority.
Yeah,
of games
I think
rather
you have
than
to play
playing
majority.
just half or a little bit more than that.
I think
play majority.
I think you have to definitely play majority of the game.
That's fair.
I
agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I understand. I agree. I still maybe don't agree that he maybe should have won Rookie of the Year, but that's just me being a LaMelo Ball fan.
Yeah.
But I understand, and I probably would because I like Anthony Edwards.
Yeah,
he's a great ball player.
The only thing about Edwards, the thing I like about LaMelo over Edwards is Edwards' shot selection is not great all the time, and also LaMelo is just a much better playmaker. I think.
And I think that's where I feel like you're a little bit conflicted with that. I feel like you a little bit. Maybe I don't want to speak for you, but I just feel like you're a little conflicted because it's funny because Anthony Edwards is a guy you like him, but he's kind of like that volume shooter.
Yeah, he is.
He'll try to get his shot in. Like he'll take a bunch of shots.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm glad you brought that up though. I just think I think I'm glad you brought that up. I just think, and just everything in Minnesota. But to be fair, they're both not in great situations right now. Talent wise, obviously Minnesota has more talent. But
sure.
I think if Edwards wants to take his game to the next level in terms of like winning, and because like Minnesota, they have a good enough roster to contend for. Like they should be in the playoffs. They should be a top 8 seed. Like I'm saying, based on roster wise.
Be anything close.
Yeah, exactly.
They stink. Like last year,
defensively they're awful. Yeah. They're offensively they're not even that good.
So here's what I want to talk about, because you brought up a good name, and I miss this guy too. Because to be honest, this used to be like another. Like if I didn't watch Heat games, I did watch a lot of Wizards games back in the day, and I did used to love watching John Wall play.
My second favorite player of all time behind Russell Westbrook.
I love John Wall. John Wall was that guy during that time when John Wall and Russell Westbrook were like head point guards in the league. I used to watch a lot of that because Russell Westbrook I used to love watching, but then John Wall was like my guy. But recently he came out on a podcast, and this is where I'm like, I feel like LaMelo. This is why LaMelo's not getting his shine. This is why LaMelo's kind of still like, oh, this is probably where a lot of people are saying he's overrated because he's not. But not James Harden. John Wall came out in a podcast talking about the Houston Rockets and that whole
them
tanking everything. All I've gotten from that, and what I've gotten from like just thinking about that, when you're a part of a losing franchise, like a team that just genuinely gives up, it is not fun at all. Like, your star player, like, John Wall came out saying that, like, one, the star player was already out the door, was already trying to leave.
But John Wall went there expecting to play with Harden.
Expecting to play with Harden. Harden was already, literally, not even a foot out the door, was literally all body
already at Lil
Baby's
birthday party.
Already at Lil Baby's birthday party, already at the club. Like, it was bad, and, like, it's so.
So are you
sad.
Comparing that to LaMelo's situation?
It's not that I'm comparing. I mean, it's close because he came into a lot of drama. Like, not saying James Harden has James Harden has drama because of James Harden, and he's just James Harden. But like, if you think about it, he kind of came into a worse situation. Like, one, the team's bad in itself.
They've never been good.
You had two guys that had cases, like literal legal problems. Like, you're coming in a situation. The team's already bad. No one's expecting you guys to do good. You're probably the main guy on the team. A lot of your guys that are probably other good guys on the team are probably most likely going to get traded around the deadline. Like, they already talked about Gordon Hayward getting traded, Rozier probably getting traded. Like, there's been talks.
Yeah.
Like, all right, who can... So, for me, LaMelo is not getting the shine, or even guys in losing franchises in general, because I just want to talk more like just... Like, I'm glad we talked about LaMelo not getting the shine. You think he's overrated. That's fine. But I just feel like that shine is not... To me, I love LaMelo. He's going to have to stay on this team because he's like the franchise guy. But going forward, like, LaMelo's probably not going to get that shine enough because he's in a losing franchise.
I think he's got to get out of there. Yeah, I think he's got to get out of there.
Nobody wants to win.
And just too much going. He's too talented to be. No, and again, I'm not trying to disrespect the Charlotte Hornets franchise, but just keeping it real, they're not a good franchise. They haven't been in our time, at least. And I just think he's so talented and he has the potential to win multiple championships. Like, he has that, I think, it factor. Like,
his play style is amazing.
That's why I always think, like, what if the Warriors drafted him, man? I don't know how that would have worked. I don't know how that would have worked with Poole, with all those guys. I don't know.
They wouldn't get Poole, though, if they got...
Not Poole, I'm sorry, with Clay. Like, just having three guards.
No, I was just saying, I know that you said Poole, but I was just like, they wouldn't even get Poole if they got...
No, yeah, because Poole would not have been Poole. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I just think of that, how that would have changed the landscape just of the NBA, man. Like, that would have been crazy. That would have
been a crazy offense, though.
I mean, if they can win a ring at Jordan Poole, not a knock on Jordan Poole, but if they can win a ring as Jordan Poole as being their, sixth man / starting, I think LaMelo would have fit because he would just dishing Steph Curry.
I might have to... Jordan Poole, man. I might say sorry a lot of things because Jordan plays with always doubt in some type of way because one thing for him, he was probably the most noticeable volume shooter. But to be honest, most of these players, I'm not gonna lie to you, watching the Warriors is so fun. At sometimes when they're making shots, it's crazy because it's just like, oh my god,
it's crazy. Just they throwing it up there. It's like
throwing it up there and just swish, and it's crazy. But I'm not gonna lie, that type of confidence trickles down in that team where, like, I've noticed more, like, not the whole idea of a volume shooter, but like guys just literally trying to just throw up shots because, like, I've seen Jordan Poole take some shots and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
dude.
no, some of it's hard. Some of him, when I see him play, sometimes it's honestly hard to watch. Yeah. To be fair,
Dudes, I like Jordan Poole because he's he's flashy.
But some of his shot selection is just awful. Awful. But to be fair, then he makes some ridiculously hard shots as well. I guess it's kind of like you just have to kind of take that. It comes with it, you know.
He needs those models on the sidelines watching.
And
that's
also,
he those shots.
I got to give credit to Jordan Poole. I mean, what's his third year in the league, maybe? But or he was in the league, whatever. But that situation with Draymond, which we covered, we did on like the sports page here. But I think it shows that. Because he's a young player, like he could have easily been like, "Yeah, I'm not staying here with Draymond," but he's like, "All right," like, but obviously they're not best friends.
He could have definitely acted like one of our generation.
But like, also he got paid a lot of money. He's probably like, "I'll take the bag." That's fine. But so I thought that I respected Jordan Poole for that because like a lot of people probably would have been like, "If you're gonna keep him, I'm out," and vice versa.
I think he knew because I think a lot of guys nowadays you have to grow up real fast, especially in the league now.
Yeah, if you're getting paid $130 million, you have to.
Oh yeah, you have to grow up fast. And to be honest, to be honest, if I was in Jordan Poole's case, and I don't want anybody to call me a genius or anything for this, but I would almost use that as leverage. Yeah. Like if I get punched and I just had a breakout season, it's not that I want to use that as leverage against a team. Like be like, oh, I don't like you guys. It's just like.
But that's from one of your leaders, man. You know,
it is one from your leaders. So you could like be like, all right, dude. Like if this dude doesn't want me on the team, I know. The season I just had, somebody's willing to pay me.
Oh yeah, like as Tanner said,
another team.
Orlando Magic. He would always say Jordan Poole, future Orlando Magic. I'm like, damn, he's not going to the Magic.
Yeah, he could have. He could have.
They would need another guard, but
very well.
Yeah,
But I'm telling you, it's not that I would have used leverage against it because I probably would have said. Obviously, I maybe would have said obviously on the Warriors too if I was Jordan Poole because I mean you're in a good situation.
You're winning championships.
You're playing. They're starting to like circle you as like the next guy up.
Yeah, because Clay's regressing, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, Steph's getting.
He's getting older. The whole culture is, man, with like all those guys, like LeBron, obviously, CP3.
It literally
Russ.
starts from like LeBron's class till about like maybe 2010.
Yeah, like
and it's just like
KD's getting older too. KD's still hooping, but
like,
those guys are getting older, man. Like it's kind of sad, man. The players we grew up, man. Like
I might cry. I might cry with a couple
when
of
Russell Westbrook retires, man. Even as I said, at John Wall.
Dwayne Wade. I cried when Dwayne, but that's.
I mean, that one was also like out of the blue too. He was like only like 30 something. Like he had a couple years left. We thought. Yeah. But like that whole generation.
I kind of saw him out the door. What's he?
Yeah.
When he finally when Dwayne Wade came back to the Heat, I was like, I think he's done.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the thing. Also, it's like those. To be fair. Dwayne Wade kind of got screwed, I thought. In a sense, like Miami should have paid him the bag when he left.
He should have.
And I'm glad he finished his career in Miami. But he definitely had like a year or two left in him.
He did.
I think.
He did.
But I mean, look at JJ Redick.
He knows it.
You see JJ Redick come out on that podcast and talk about how like he like JJ Redick was obviously older, but he still had a couple years in him if he wanted to. But he said that his like off seasons were just like insane. Like he just couldn't go through another off season. Like we're seeing those guys just get older, man. The whole generation.
I think it's just the relation. I think really for me when I think about these guys, I get older and they talk a lot about just like, oh, it's the off season. I think it's just life for them. I think it's just life. I think it's just them. They see their significant other. They see that they have kids. They see like they already live. They've been living the life. Like to be honest, and I am humble to this. I'm so grateful to be a fan and everything. But like to live a life like these guys, like you've been living the dream since like you were maybe 18, 19, 20. Like you've been living the dream. Like not saying you haven't, not saying you don't deserve anything. I feel like a lot of NBA guys, even guys that sat at the end of the bench, they deserve a lot, but like, you know, you've been living out the dream for like years. Like yes, you've been working hard. You've had your times, you've had low moments, but like you're playing your dream. You're doing your dream job. You're doing something that you love. Like, if I could be in the league right now, that'd be beautiful. Like, But I think at the end of the day, it is a job. I guess you could say it is a business. It is something you get paid for. It is not like your whole life.
Yeah.
You know, I know some people dedicate their life to basketball and they say, you know, ball is life and all that stuff. And I also am kind of one of those people too. But like, you know, there's other things to do in life, and I think a lot other beautiful things that we have in this life. I think a lot of these older guys are starting to realize it's like, you know what? I gave it my all. I did what I could. I got what I deserve. Mm-hmm. You know, they evaluate that, and then they're like, okay, do I have another chance to get more? Could I do something to get more? And if those questions are not answered, or it's like I probably can't. And then it's like, all right, I should retire. I should not play. Take away. Because then at that point, I mean, shoot, you can even think about it from the football standpoint. You had Tom Brady retire and then unretire, and then he had to go through all this drama and all that stuff. So.
What hurts me is probably Melo. That Melo situation, like he was just in the terms of like.
But he hasn't even officially.
No, he hasn't retired, but that's what's kind of like hurting. Like I mean, like Melo, we know what you're gonna get from Melo.
Is he really just trying to chase a ring?
I think he just wants to play somewhere because obviously, like a team like the Hornets, Magic, he's not going to a team like that, But like I think,
if that's the case, what do you do? Like, dude, I love Melo. Trust
me.
That's
what I'm saying. It's just sad because like he was so good, and like now it's like. He's like can't even make a team. It's like these players, are really getting to the end of their career, and like
Melo is going to be put in the same category as AI. Just guys that were great, did not win a ring. Yeah. Like it's literally like when I think of guys like that, I think of
CP3 is probably up there.
CP3 will probably be up there. Russ will probably be up there if he doesn't get a ring. We don't know.
Barkley's in that conversation.
Barkley's in that conversation. Karl Malone and John Stockton are in that conversation. So it's like. It's sad. I think it's really, really sad when you see these guys don't win. But yet again, I kind of like it when they don't.
Yeah.
I kind of like it because, to be honest.
Dame, too. That's the name I was thinking of.
Dame, probably. And that hurts. That hurts because I love Dame.
Dame, bro. Yeah.
That's going to. Because he's already, 32, 33?
Dame, yeah, something like that. And those guys are getting old. I remember him getting drafted out of Weber State.
Out of Weber State, yeah. My dad
attended
that school for a little bit. My dad told me he attended that school for like a little bit, and he was like,
"That's crazy."
I remember when he got drafted, and my dad was like, "You know that Damian Lillard guy?" And I was like, "Yeah, what do you know about him?" He was like, I went to Weber State for a little bit."
Yeah,
and I was just like, "All right, dude."
Dude, that's funny. Yeah. Also, guys like Tracy McGrady, just the guys who like also like dealt with like injuries who kind of held them back, like Penny Hardaway.
I saw a video yesterday, that almost made me tear up. It was like a motivational hype sadness video of Derrick Rose when he got his MVP season.
Oh yeah.
I almost
D Rose too. You think D Rose is a Hall of Famer? I don't think he should be. No disrespect.
Oh, that
it hurts. I think he might get in the NBA Hall of Fame.
He might get in because he's been in multiple.
He's had a solid career, but I don't know.
Oh, that's gonna hurt my soul.
Yes, he has the MVP. I don't think he should be. I really don't. I don't think he should be a Hall of Famer.
You don't think he should be Hall of Famer? I think he should. I think he should because, one, he's the youngest MVP of all.
Yeah, I think
who wins that.
That's the thing. I think Hall of Famers should be judged based on like their career, not just like the peak of their career. But to be fair, the NBA Hall of Fame, there's some guys in there who like Derrick Rose is definitely better than. So he might get in. If it's me, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I don't.
It's so hard because I understand why he wouldn't. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up his basketball reference so I can at least look at his stats. Not look at his stats, but I just want to see like his accolades he's actually had. Because to be honest, at this point,
I love Derrick Rose though too. Don't get me wrong.
I love.
How could you not? But
that's so sad.
He was
3-time All-Star. 2010, 2011 All NBA, 2008 All Rookie, Rookie of the Year, and MVP.
I don't know if that's enough to get in the Hall of Fame. I don't think it should be. It might be enough, but if it's me, I wouldn't put that in the Hall of Fame.
Career, he's about to play over 700 games. So the next 2 games, he'll play over 700. He hasn't even reached 1,000 games. He's averaging 17 points over his career, 5 assists. That is,
yeah.
That's so hard though. Cause I don't know. But what if you see those guys that make? Because to be honest, I feel like this is also the same problem that the NFL has too. Because I don't know if you ever heard the problems with the NFL, but like they have a lot of Hall of Fame problems.
Yeah.
Like certain guys getting in, certain guys that are not even that should be in, but they're not in due to like other things. But like for Derrick Rose, the reason why I say is because if later on they let some of these guys that have maybe won rings, but they weren't like
crazy
the guy on the team, or like they weren't like maybe like a 6-man or like anything.
But like, how many years would you say D Rose was a Hall of Fame caliber player?
How many years he was a Hall of Fame caliber player? I would say between his rookie year till about 2011, 2012, which is only literally 4 or 5 years.
What was his rookie year?
2008, 2009, he averaged like 16 points per game, and then after that, he averaged
Yeah,
three
I don't
straight
think
20-point seasons.
Like, that's impressive, but I don't think that's I really don't think that should be Hall of Fame worthy. It might be though, as I've said, because the NBA, there's some guys in there questionable. You know,
there are. I want to see some. I need to look through these Hall of Fame inductees. I mean, 2021, Chris Bosh, Paul Pierce, Ben Wallace. Dang, that just hurts because I just love Derrick Rose. Love Derrick Rose, but that hurts a lot.
Yeah, and I don't know if I
could be like Derrick Rose. No, he's not. He's not Hall of Fame. He's not good enough. It's like,
yeah, because he was on the path to. If he stayed healthy, no doubt.
Stayed healthy.
No doubt. Those teams were good too.
Great.
With like Joakim Noah, Taj Gibson, Luol Deng.
I want to go point guard.
Kirk Heinrich, all those guys, man.
Or no, players. Let's do players. Want to do players? Let's go search. Lenny Wilkins, Bob Curlin, Ernest Nolan, Slater, Hugh Evans, Guy Rogers. Oh, okay, now this is updated. Nate Archibald, Bob Cousy. Oh yeah, I forgot this also has women too. Magic Johnson, Dennis Johnson, I don't know. There's a couple names I don't even know that.
Yeah, there's some guys in there. I'm like, all right, I don't know.
Yeah, like here's Lindsey Whalen, Charles Scott, Isaiah. You have Jason Kidd, Mo Cheeks, AI, Lenny Wilkins, Austin Robertson, Guy Rogers. I mean, JoJo White. JoJo White, I think, played all the way back then when like the first. Remember, the movie Glory Road?
Yeah. So that he played for Boston, right?
Yeah, no, JoJo White played on the Kentucky team.
But he played for the Celtics in his career, I think,
JoJo
right?
White, played for the Celtics. But that's funny because he was Gary Payton's in here.
Gary Payton, yeah.
Pistol Pete.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a couple names I'm seeing here that I don't know.
You don't know Gary Payton?
I don't know, of course, Gary Payton.
Okay, guys, make sure.
Gary Payton was one of the guys that I kind of picked over CP3.
Yeah,
when I think about like top point guards,
I put Payton over him.
Gary Payton, but I don't. Some people would probably say different.
Yeah, I just think again, we've talked about it. I think Chris Paul, I just think he's a little overrated.
That's fair. I get it. But see, like right now, I put it on the NBA.com, hoophall.com, and I just put point guards and I put players, and they had 30 Hall of Famers right now of point guards. So. I mean, the Hall of Fame keeps getting bigger and bigger. I think the Hall of Fame just gets bigger. Hall of Fame for any sport just gets better. You just add players, but...
Yeah, that's true. You can't just get rid of anybody.
It depends on the class. I think it depends on a lot, but I think I agree with you, unfortunately, and it hurts my heart to say it. But I think, unfortunately, Derrick Rose probably will not make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's tough.
But I think it's just because he doesn't have a lot of accolades that maybe these other guys back in the day maybe had more, or maybe guys that are starting. Because then it just depends, like, what class does he come in? Who does he come in with?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. I don't know if I could give it to him.
I mean, dang, that's so hard. That hurts me. The reason why I'm so, like, lost for words right now is because that hurts me right now. Because I love Derrick Rose. Like, just watching that video yesterday when I was on TikTok and I just, like, scrolled up, saw his YouTube, little video of Derrick Rose, and I was like, dang.
Stuff.
I was like, I don't think he'll ever. One, he won't ever get that recognition again. Two, he's just gonna go down as, that's Derrick Rose. Like, he's a guy. Like, that's gonna be so sad.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. I mean, I don't know, man. I just don't think I can give it to him.
I mean, he only really has 3. I mean, and then Chicago.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I just think it's tough because he's so talented. Like, talented. His potential was really crazy.
Yeah. With 7 seasons with Chicago, he only averaged 19.7.
Yeah, I don't know if those are Hall of Fame numbers.
I don't know. I mean, I might have to look into this even more because this is an interesting topic. But I think there's going to be a lot of players that do go down the line that are going to be like that. They're going to be like kind of like Derrick Rose guys. Are going to be like,
but if you average
to be in the Hall of Fame,
I think if you average under 20 for your career,
you shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
No, I'm not saying that's the only reason, but it's not like he was scoring at an insane rate.
Well, his 3 years that he did it for was.
How much did he average those 3 years?
So it was 3 years. So from 2009 to literally 2012, he averaged 20.8, 25, and then 21.8.
Yeah, I mean, because the errors are a little bit different now because everyone's scoring crazy, so I don't want to compare it. But, like, if you were to compare it, there's a bunch of players doing that now. But it was just different back in, 2010, those years. It was just different. So, I don't know, but that's what I would say to that. It's tough. I mean, I really wish we could say he was, like, a Hall of Famer,
I know. I wish I could be more confident and be like
Derrick
Derrick Rose, Hall of Fame. Yeah, but it's like... That's why when you're like, oh, do you think Derrick Rose should be in the Hall of Fame? I was just like, it hurt because I wanted to say yes, but then I was just like, I don't think he is though, because like he doesn't have a lot of greatness, even though he could have. Like, that's just so crazy. It's not that he doesn't have greatness; he has it. It's just he didn't get all of it because he was hurt and all that type of stuff. So
yeah,
I mean, it stinks, but like, golly, it's because, I mean, I don't know if Hall of Fame has, like, a certain, like, not format, but, like, a certain straight of players. Because if you think about it, every class is not just players. It's also coaches.
Yeah.
They say contributors.
Contributors.
Contributors. Oh, Lord. Get my education right. WU. But contributors, they have those. So those are, like,
Yeah.
like the play-by-play commentaries, those guys that make it to the Hall of Fame. I mean, 2021, you had Bosch, Pierce, Russell, Wallace, Chris Webber, Tony Kukoc.
Oof, Kukoc.
Ooh, just think of that name. I'm about to pull that up. I'm about to compare Kukoc and Derrick Rose, just to say the heck of it.
Remember, it is also the Basketball Hall of Fame, so it could be like his overseas stuff he did too. It's not just like the NBA.
True. Very true. And it's also he has a ring.
Yeah. Does he have more than one?
I think he has 2.
Okay.
Or 3.
To be fair, he was a big part of it. He stepped up big in that one game where Scottie Pippen was like, "Oh, I don't want to play. I'm not getting the last shot. Don't play me." And then Kukoc hit the game-winning shot. Yeah, man. So I think it's tough.
He's a special advisor for the Bulls right now.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
3-time NBA champ, 1996 through
3 times.
1998.
Wow.
3 times.
Yeah, he was on. Yeah, I mean,
50 greatest EuroLeague players. He was.
Yeah, he's
Tony Kukoc. Dude was a stud. Tony Kukoc was.
How many did he average in his career?
Tony Kukoc? I don't think a lot. I mean, especially in the NBA.
Yeah, he played with Jordan and Pippen, so probably nothing too crazy.
Yeah, because he was coming off the bench.
Yeah.
The most he averaged was 18 points per game when he played for the Chicago in 1998, 1999, 18.
He must have done overseas stuff to get in the Hall of Fame then.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure if we looked at his overseas stats, we'd probably see some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Some crazy numbers. He was a 3-time champ.
He also got a 6-man.
1994 All-Rookie and 6-man.
Again, I don't know if that's enough to. If it's based on that.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, besides a 3-time NBA champ, All-Rookie. So
I mean, James Jones is also like a 3-time NBA champ. So.
3-time NBA champ. You have 19. Hey, James Jones. Chill out with that name. How dare you disrespect my guy James Jones?
I am not disrespecting him.
How dare you?
Hey.
What credit were you saying, James Jones? You said that name with some.
I'm just saying, just because you're a 3
James Jones has 3. So what are you trying to say?
I'm saying that if you're a 3-time champ, it doesn't guarantee you making the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it should. It shouldn't. I feel like if you have a ring, you should get recognized.
Yeah,
maybe,
for sure.
For sure, because you're on a.
The best team in the NBA for that.
Best team,
and they ran the league for those 3 years. Well, really 6 years, but
But see, for me, I mean, the only thing he's got going for him right now is 3-time champ ahead of.
Yeah, it's got to be overseas stuff, man.
It probably has to be, but I don't think they base it off that, because a lot of these guys are just all American NBA players. Because if you think about it, 6-man, Derrick Rose won MVP, had all NBA and all rookie, like. It's hard. Like, you really, I mean, I'm glad I looked into like the last couple guys.
Well, he also has. He's a 5-time European Player of the Year. He won the gold medal in the 1990 FIBA World Championship, was also MVP, and two gold medals in the European Championships, and was also a 3-time EuroLeague MVP. So that's probably why he got in. I don't know if they do it based on EuroLeague or not.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, we'd have to look into it. I don't know if they really do look into all that, but see, I'm telling you, we just have to go look right back into these classes and think,
Yeah.
like, does this guy deserve it over this guy? Because I think that's a lot of the questions you get. Really, when guys start getting pulled up, you're like, all right, that's cool. This guy's cool. All right, he got inducted. That's cool, but is he better than this guy? Is he?
Yeah.
Because I mean, even when the NBA 75 team came out, people were like, why? Why is this guy not in there? Why is it
like Dwight Howard, man? I don't know how Dwight Howard wasn't on it.
I was in shock when what's his face didn't make it. Not Dwight Howard, T-Mac. Didn't T-Mac not make it?
Yeah, well, he was also hurt. I don't know.
There's a couple guys that didn't make that 75th
like,
Hall of Fame.
The fact that Anthony Davis
was
up there, I don't think Anthony Davis is top 75. You know, a player his caliber should have an MVP.
Should. But see, it's not that I hate when people say, "Oh, this guy should have an MVP," but I just look at them just like, well, I mean, even though yes, the guy should have an MVP, but like if you look at the years that maybe he should have won, who else was doing that great that season? And like, okay, you're not gonna beat him.
Well, that's fair. That's true, but I mean,
feel like it's just like
also I just think he's had too many down years. Not even that he's played bad, but he's just been hurt too much. Like if D Rose is good, you got
see now that's what it is about Anthony Davis. He's just been hurt so much.
He's been hurt. No, don't get me wrong. When he's healthy this year, he was a top 5 player when he was healthy, but he's been healthy like 50% of the games. So, you know, I don't like you can't put him over Dwight. I don't think because like honestly, what has AD done that Dwight hasn't? Plus Dwight has led his team to. I know AD has that ring, but Dwight has that ring too. Technically, obviously AD was a bigger part to it, but Dwight also was the best defensive player in the league for I don't even know how many years. He also beat LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals, and you know obviously lost the Lakers in the finals that year. But you know he was just so dominant, man. I wish he stayed with Orlando because after he left Orlando, that's when we saw the Dwight Howard like kind of regressed a little bit. But you know Dwight Howard was insane though on the Magic. He was insane.
Vince Carter was in the 75th.
He was not.
T-Mac.
Vince Carter was not.
Vince Carter was not.
That's crazy.
I told you there's a couple of names like even this. I'm kind of looking. I went to look back at the Twitter post when like the NBA posted the NBA 75th, and somebody even said like. Tony Parker wasn't on it. Tony Parker has rings.
Parker has like 5 rings.
Paul Gasol is not on the 75th. Manu Ginobili's not in the 75th.
That's crazy.
Draymond, I mean, it depends on where he would last, but Draymond Green is not in the 75th. Dwight Howard.
Pau Gasol?
Pau Gasol.
Yeah,
I mean,
T-Mac was
I'm not saying these names like they should, but like one of these names, definitely Tony Parker.
Parker definitely should.
Tony Parker, like you have 5 rings.
I still think
he was literally one of the key guys.
Pau Gasol should have too. I think
Pau Gasol, T-Mac, and Vince Carter were not on it. Kyrie Irving wasn't on it. Grant Hill wasn't on it. Penny Hardaway.
Dwight Howard has a title, 5 All NBA First Team selections, 8 All Stars, 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, and 4 All First Team Defensive awards selections, and he wasn't top. Wow, that's crazy.
Who'd you say for that?
That was Dwight.
Oh, say Dwight. You have Dwight.
I don't know how. Okay, so Parker had 4 rings.
Said where's Tyler here?
He has a Finals MVP too.
Who?
Parker.
Oh. Tony Parker. And then what makes me mad is the fact I keep seeing pictures of this as little jokes. But Manu Ginobili. Why isn't Manu Ginobili not top 75?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
People just think because he came off the bench.
Because if you think about it, Manu Ginobili is a Hall of Fame player.
No doubt.
And he was also like one of the greatest overseas players of all time. So like, come on now. How are you not?
Yeah, I think T-Mac should have been.
Look at this. Look at all this. This is just all pictures of Ginobili.
Oh my god.
Like, how do you not have?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Your 75th?
I think if T-Mac didn't get hurt, I think T-Mac's like around 75 roughly. I just think not that he was just hurt too much, but so is AD though. So I don't know how AD's up there. It doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, I'm really. Hold on, wait. That's crazy. Because I'm sorry, I don't want to be a jerk like this. But the fact that Manu's on here, and the fact that Manu's not on here, and I'm sorry, I see Carmelo Anthony on here. I see.
Okay, but listen to this.
I mean,
listen to this though. So they put AD over Dwight, right? Dwight had in his career 8-time All-Star, 8-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Defensive, 3 Defensive Player of the Years, 5-time rebounding leader, 2-time block leader, a championship, and he finished with roughly a little under 20K points, 14K rebounds, 2K blocks. So he had the same amount of All-Star appearances. He has 4 more All-NBA appearances, more All-Defensive teams, and they have the same amount of championships. And then he has more points, rebounds, and blocks than Anthony Davis. I think that's just crazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to just talk about the stats, but like the numbers don't lie. He's a little better in every single statistical category.
Yeah, it is kind of this is why I have a whole problem with the whole nomination and going into Hall of Fame or being on an anniversary team, because like I know they probably explain it. They probably talk about they get like all the guys. Like,
yeah.
Because right here they talk about the voting was selected by a blue ribbon panel of current and former NBA players, coaches, general managers, and team and league executives, WNBA legends, and sports writers and broadcasters. Voters were asked to select the 75 greatest players in NBA without regard to position.
But how?
You're telling me what?
How is the top 3 shooter of all time not top 75? How is Klay Thompson not top 75?
See, that's another thing. Yeah, so people were talking that, and they had 11 active players when they made that. So they had Giannis, Melo, Curry, Davis, Durant, Harden, LeBron.
Did Dame make it too?
Kawhi, Dame made it too. Chris Paul, Russell. Okay, I'm. You might get upset with this too. I'm sorry with this whole 11 active players saying that we're all on the 75th, because this is where I feel like these guys don't deserve it. Because especially if you forgot like a good number of guys from the past, I'm sorry. I don't even care if I get butchered this. Make this a clip if we have to. Anthony, I'm sorry. Melo doesn't deserve to be on top 75th. I'm sorry.
Melo?
No. If we're talking about these other guys that should be in,
so you take
like maybe take out of the 11 active players. I'm only talking about the 11 because there's other guys, maybe like legends or even guys that play, but like they're gonna get their recognition because if you think about it, I'm not gonna say it's the older people that are pushing this through, but like they get their recognition. Like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s players, they get their recognition, which is fine, because I would obviously say, but like at the 11 active players, when you had a good other set of players that probably should have been in, but yes, they probably been performing well, but like.
So you don't think that a top 10 leading scorer in NBA history is a top 75 player?
Is he top 10 right now?
He's number 9, I believe.
He's number 9?
Let me look up.
I mean, I guess maybe not Melo. But okay, but what about James Harden? You think James Harden deserves to be in NBA 75th all the time?
No, I don't think he does.
No.
I think Melo, not Melo. I think I think Harden.
Okay, see, this is where I probably got it confusing. When I think of 75 greatest, and I think of history, maybe Anthony Davis is in there, Melo's in there. I barely see James Harden being in there.
I don't think
they'd probably be like borderline.
Well, it's because Harden has an MVP and his stats. But if I'm making my personal top 75 list, I'm putting. There's definitely no doubt in my eyes. Definitely in terms of the way they play basketball and like in terms of like helping their team win and just like how they make if it was my personal top 75 list, I would not have James Harden up there. And that's probably going to get hate too. I'm sure most people think I hate it when people say Harden is like a top 3 shooting guard of all time. No, he's not. I've seen it.
If I hear that, it's crazy.
I don't think he's top 5.
I swear, if someone said that to my face, I'd knock him out because that's crazy.
I don't even think he's a top 5 shooting guard of all time.
No.
Because I'm just saying. I mean, if you're gonna make,
I don't even know top 10 either.
Because I would say, yeah, obviously you have like the Givens, Jordan, Kobe, D Wade. I mean, I would take
D Wade. You got Ray Allen. You got freaking
Clyde. AI. If you AI classify, I know we have that.
You have AI.
Reggie Miller too. I would take those guys over him, man. And I would take a healthy T-Mac over him. But honestly, all time, I think he's closer to Klay than a lot of people probably think.
See, the reason why I have so much problem with the 75th is because I'm seeing names that probably deserve to be on there, but it's just like then I'm seeing names that are currently on there that are guys that are currently playing that I'm just like, it's not that I don't think they deserve it. I think, yes, maybe guys like James Harden, maybe guys like Anthony Davis, maybe guys like Carmelo. Yes, Carmelo's top 10 scorer of all time, so I'm wrong. My bad on that, Carmelo.
Okay.
I just,
hey, no Melo disrespect. No, but
it's not that I don't want any disrespect towards Melo. It's just it's so hard when like the whole format of it, because it's just like Do you have to be a winner? Do you have to be a scorer? Do you have to be just great all-time accolades?
Yeah, it's a little inconsistent. For sure.
What do we do?
If you just look at, I said it multiple times. I don't know how in any universe Anthony Davis is over Dwight. That makes no sense to me at all.
Yeah, I guess
no sense to me at all. Literally, Dwight is better in every single category, and they have the same amount of rings. AD wasn't even the best player. Well, LeBron was the best player. I think
it's just the potential, the fact that he's just like.
But like,
I think it's maybe just the potential, not the. I would say potential, but more just on the fact that like he's still playing, he's still dominating. Dwight Howard's pretty much.
Yeah, but he's dominating. But for every game he dominates, he misses 5 games with an injury.
That's true. That's true. So
would you put Dwight over him?
Over Anthony Davis?
Yeah.
No.
You put AD over Dwight all time?
Wait, you said Dwight over AD, or you're confusing me? Hold on.
No, I'm asking you, who would you put, Dwight or AD over him? I mean, who do you have higher in your top 75, Dwight or AD, if you were to rank them?
Probably put Dwight.
All right, cool. Let's make sure.
But it'd be close.
Really?
It would be close. I mean, the stats. Well, Anthony Davis is in the league, so those stats are gonna still keep going.
But I don't know how much they'll go up if he's missing a million games.
That's true. But how many seasons did Dwight Howard play in the NBA? Look that up. And then how many seasons is Anthony Davis in?
Let me check.
Because really, at that point, it's just time.
Yeah, but I don't know if I could. I don't think it's fair to Dwight to rely on Anthony Davis's potential. You know,
it's not. But what are you supposed to do right now? They already put him in top 75 without him even in it.
No, yeah, I think you got it. So Dwight's played from 2005 to 2022. Okay. Because he's not in the league right now, and then Anthony Davis has been in the league since 2012. So it's been
10 years.
10 years. Yeah. Do we see AD playing 7 more years? I don't know.
That's hard to say. You said what, 2005
he got drafted, Dwight Howard.
In 2020, so what, 15 years? That's
17, right?
17, 15, 17? Yeah, 2005. Because he stopped playing just this past season, right?
Yeah, he's not on the team right now.
I mean, you wouldn't even count this past season, so 16, 17 years in the NBA. Anthony Davis is already in 10, and how...
Yeah, it's 18.
See... It's not that I do, because I also have to agree with you on the fact that do you see Anthony Davis still playing for another 6, 7 years?
And even if he does, I don't know if he continues at the rate that he's put up when he's healthy.
Yeah, but that's just numbers all kind of. I mean, at that point, also, it's just mess. So I feel like
Dwight
at that
led
point,
his own team to a finals. Like Anthony Davis has.
He did. Yeah, Anthony Davis has not.
But obviously, that's I don't know. I'm not saying what I'm saying is very fair to Anthony Davis, but like from the looks of what I thought, it looked like he just got his one ring and that's all he wanted. Like
bounced.
Yeah, like he's just like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, where he was in his career, Dwight Howard was in his career. I think at that point, that's all he wanted to do. Because I mean, dude, I'm sorry, Dwight Howard. I love Dwight Howard, but he stopped being good after he left after the Rockets.
Yeah, I mean,
because he actually had a decent year when he was with the Rockets, but then like, you got traded to the Lakers. You didn't do jack crud on the Lakers with Kobe and Steve Nash, which was.
Yeah, that was a fail. That was a failed experiment.
Very bad trade. But then you went to the Rockets. You had a little bit of a. I'm back.
It just didn't go
a little
great.
bit, but it didn't go anything
right.
crazy, and then he left. So.
Hey, low key, Charlotte Hornets. Dwight Howard was very underrated.
Underrated, but I mean, you're on the Hornets. He wasn't doing anything. I'm sorry. See what I mean? See,
I mean, he averaged
back to what we were saying. When you go to a losing foundation, you're not
16 and 11, 16 and
11,
13,
16,
12 and a half.
See, let's go. Trust me, I think Dwight Howard's always been a good player. It's just he hasn't been the Dwight that we remember when he was on Orlando Magic.
Hey, but if you listen to in his first, listen. So he played 82 games his first year, 82 games his second year, 82 games his third year, 82 games his fourth year, 79 his fifth year, 82 his sixth year, and 78 his seventh year. Like he's just been consistent.
Oh yeah, no.
You know,
Dwight Howard is. Oh, my keys fell. But Dwight Howard's a great player. It's just I think his potential and I think his like career started dwindling off. I mean, it's hard to say because I think it's also he came in at the right time, but then stayed for the wrong time because league started evolving.
Yeah, the big man. No, he's not the traditional big man. Like
not traditional big man. Like literally, he was probably him and like maybe Brook Lopez when he was on the Nets were like the last little straw of like big men that were willing to be like, okay, I'm gonna post you up. I'm gonna hit some hook
and
shot.
now Brook is shooting a million threes.
Yeah, now Brook is shooting threes. He's leading the league in like shooting threes. Yeah. So I think it's just that.
What I loved about Dwight was just like his how he could block block anyone's shot. It was so crazy.
Dude was 6'10" with a long wingspan and had a crazy vertical jacked. The Orlando Magic days, I watch those tapes all the time.
Yeah, I love Dwight Howard highlights, man. Hey, anyone out there watch those Dwight Howard highlights?
Vince Carter was on that team, right?
On the Magic, really?
Yes. When they
When
they went to the finals, Vince Carter was on that team.
Well, Hito
Turkoglu was on that team. Jameer Nelson.
Jameer Nelson was good.
Look back on that finals team. That finals team was actually a decent team. It's just they had to run into Kobe.
Yeah,
so.
And they beat Braun, man. They beat Braun.
They did beat Braun.
I want to see that. Yeah.
2009. Wait, was that
Courtney Lee, Rashard
was that
Lewis.
2008, 2009 season?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the season. That's the
J.J.
season.
Redick was on
I
that
am
team.
saying this right now. Go back into the stats. Look at Steph Curry's unanimous MVP.
Wait, and what year?
Oh, I'm about to say. 2008, 2009. Look at Dwayne Wade's stats compared to Steph Curry's unanimous MVP stats. Please tell me something.
Who won MVP that year?
I don't know who did, but
2009 MVP.
Please tell me those stats. I think it's
Was it Kobe?
2008.
No, it was LeBron.
I'm gonna look those stats up.
2009 was LeBron, and 2008 was Kobe.
I'm done with this.
Wow.
I'm so upset with this. I literally have gone back and
Yeah.
forth with somebody about this. Look at, I think it's 2008, 2009, or 2007, 2008. Dwayne Wade's season. Compare those stats to the unanimous MVP stats of Steph Curry, and please tell me the difference. Please tell me who's better, because I will let you know.
You're saying Dwayne Wade's better than Steph
Dwayne Wade
Curry?
was way better that season.
Hey, can we get this on? We got to get this clipped. So you tell me, Dwayne Wade?
I'm just saying that year. I'm not saying that year he was better than Dwayne Wade, or that year he was better than Curry, because obviously Curry was like, I don't even know if he was in the league yet. Curry got drafted, what, 2008, 2009, right?
Yeah.
Curry wasn't even in the league yet.
Maybe
But
2000.
I'm telling you right now, how does someone like that win
2009,
unanimous MVP, and my dude didn't even get any recognition for MVP those seasons? That's the thing I'm mad at. It's not the fact that Dwayne Wade didn't win it, because yes, the Heat were probably not even barely making playoffs and stuff like that, which is fair.
Yeah.
But please tell me those stats compare so much. Like Dwayne Wade averaged more points. I'm not gonna go into this. We're done. We're just trying to go back.
No,
to
you're good.
I don't want to go. No, I'm not trying to go into the whole Dwayne Wade thing. But I'm telling you, if you want some nice little food for thought, look at 2007, 2008, or 2008, 2009 Dwayne Wade season. I'm telling you, averaged better numbers than Steph Curry did, and is unanimous MVP, and still didn't even get recognition. But that's what happens when we go back into time. But
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man.
wrong with
Sometimes you just have to let out a little rant. This is the place to do it.
that's one thing. That
You know what I mean?
See, you brought the whole James Harden being like the top
Yeah.
three, and I'm like, are you?
I've heard it, man.
ridiculous?
I'm sure there's people out there who
I'm
probably
pretty
rank
sure
him.
there has. Ugh.
If he's top 5, I don't think I could talk to you. I don't think he's top 5 shooting guard.
If you say top 10, I still don't even know, because I'm like,
I'd probably put him top 10.
see, whenever there's conversations like it's top 10, top this, who's the GOAT, who's that, it's so, okay, the GOAT conversation probably not, because it's obviously just two guys.
It's Jordan.
Everyone
definitely.
talks.
Jordan. Don't say it, man. Don't say it.
Or like, we can get on that another episode.
No, say it. Just say it. I just want to hear it. Say it out, and then we can end the conversation there. All right, it's quiet.
We're gonna keep it quiet.
It's not Jordan. Is that what you're saying?
We're gonna keep it quiet, because I still want to.
Just say it, man. Just say the name. Just say the name.
I'm not gonna say a name. All I will tell you is the guy does wear 23.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna answer.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
sorry, folks. You guys are gonna have to wait for my answer on the.
We're gonna have to get a whole episode dedicated to that.
Yeah,
that
because
debate.
I cannot. That debate is a whole other thing. That
MJ,
debate,
yeah,
that
but-
debate goes on Twitter every day.
Because
Whenever
MJ's the
someone
goat,
posts
hands
anything.
down. We don't gotta get into it, but MJ's the goat.
Okay.
Yeah, next subject. We'll get into that. Anyone out there, man? We gotta educate Mike on who the real Mike is. Because this is crazy. This is blasphemy, man. Nah, I mean, I don't want to disrespect LeBron, but we don't have to get into it. But I'm not so sure I think you guys everyone has to take a closer look at Kobe before they pass him over Kobe. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm putting him over Kobe. I'm not saying I'm putting Kobe over.
I don't like putting Kobe in that conversation, because Kobe gets this whole, because then he gets slandered, and I don't want to hear any Kobe. I don't ever want to hear any Kobe slander at all. I don't even care for anything. And I know people are gonna be like, oh, it's because he's passed away. But no, Kobe, I even told you this. Kobe's been a part of my life for the longest time.
Yeah.
My aunt was a big fan. My family,
my dad was a big
Lakers fan. Maybe old time before even Kobe. But look, Kobe's been a part of my life. Whole thing. I have a whole memorial. I don't ever want to hear Kobe slander. And whenever I hear people put Kobe in the MJ, LeBron, people are like, "Oh, he's a diet Jordan." I don't want to get into that because then I have a whole argument for that. Saying, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've even argued the point Kobe better than Jordan. I've argued that.
I've argued Kobe's better than Bron. That'd probably get hate.
That'd get hate too. I've argued literally all three of them.
The thing we don't have to get into it, but I just want to say it quickly. Like, all I gotta say is, look, we can look at the stats, but LeBron had to leave to win. That's all I'm saying. He had to leave. He had to leave to win. Where Kobe never did that. Jordan never did that.
That's true.
We'll leave it at that.
We'll end it on that. We'll definitely have to get into this whole GOAT conversation at another time. But hey, man, good another episode. Yeah, good little thing. NBA is still going. We're still, at a very easy pace. We're still waiting for the All-Stars. Hey, people, tune in. Do your votes.
For sure, man.
I'm sick because that's another thing. I'm sick and tired of seeing some of these people that people are voting in. Fans are weird.
Laurie better be an All-Star.
I love the whole NBA fan base and everything, but some of y'all.
I better see Laurie in an All-Star uniform. He better be an All-Star.
Me too. I need to see that.
If he's not an All-Star, man, I'm never paying attention to this stuff ever again.
Yeah.
And hey, show some love to Russell Westbrook too. Get him on the. I'm playing.
But yeah, man. Today was a great episode. Nice little episode to get into. We kind of got into it a little bit at the end, which is we'll be here for. But we will definitely more content coming, in the future and everything. Brian, take it away with our socials.
Yeah, for sure. I'll repeat it again. Make sure everyone subscribes to our YouTube channel, Hoopin with Mike and Brian. Follow our Instagram, hoopin.mb. As I said, we're live on TikTok as well. Same username as Instagram, hoopin.mb. And then on Twitter, we are hoopin_mb. So be sure to check that out. And make sure you guys tune into the U92 Sports page every Wednesday night from 6 to 10 p.m. So stay tuned. We got into MJ, LeBron, Kobe debate. That might be a
touch base. We finally touched surface with that one.
We might have to have another debate, man, coming up about that. But, stay tuned with that. And, Mike, I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, no, man. Thanks again for everybody tuning in. I love all the support, Brian. I love all the support that we.
Everyone who's hated, everyone who's called me arrogant, I appreciate it, man. Just keep interacting with our page.
All the above. So if you guys come in here and you hear me talk about, me coughing at MJ not being the GOAT, listen. Rip my tail out in the comments. Rip my tail out in anything. I don't care. I'm down to debate. I'm down to here to talk some NBA because that's what we're here for. But today is a beautiful day. Please, I want everybody to go enjoy the rest of their day. I can't even speak English. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. And to always remember, keep on hooping.